Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mayang, Event Coordinator of Vietnam Software and IT Services Association, VINASA. Today, it's my honor to be the host of the seminar. Good afternoon, everyone. The program will start in a few minutes. Please make sure your network connection is stable during the seminar. Please take a glass of water with you and a comfortable seat to prepare for an 1.5-hour seminar. To ensure the quality of the seminar, please turn off your microphone when speakers are talking. If you have any question to discuss, please press the button, raise hand, or send a message to the chat box. We will send it to the speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mayang, Event Coordinator of Vietnam Software and IT Services Association, VINASA. Today is my honor to be the host of the seminar. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to say thank you for taking the time to participate in webinar Singapore-Vietnam IT Cooperations with the purpose of connecting business between Vietnam and Singapore in the ICT field. The seminar is organized with the cooperations and support of SG Tech Enterprises Singapore and Singapore Industry Automation Association. First of all, I would like to introduce all of our participants to this event. We invite you to press the applause icon, greet the distinguished guests. From Vietnam, I would like to introduce our speaker, Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Thu Giang, Vice Chairwoman, General Secretary of Vietnam Software and IT Services Association, VINASA. Mr. Đỗ Thanh Bình, Representative of VINASA. Mrs. Mary Pai Carino, Business Center Director of Water Corporations. Mr. Ngô Khánh Hoàng, CEO, Father of GEM Corporations. Mr. Ryan Galloway, Vietnam Country Director of Funding Societies. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin the webinar, I would like to invite Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Thu Giang, Vice Chairwoman and General Secretary of VINASA to give welcome speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. And on behalf of the organizer, I would like to thank you very much and welcome you all to the seminar on Vietnam-Singapore ICT cooperation today. As you may know, Vietnam ICT industry is one of the key industry that got a lot of preferential by the government with many good policies and incentives. In 2021, Vietnam IT industry got revenue of more than 136 billion US dollar, take about 1/3 of Vietnam GDP. And it is now the biggest IT industries in Vietnam at the moment. In the industry, there are more than 1.2 million people working in the industry, and of which more than 250 software engineers. So Vietnam is now doing a lot of to build the high skill human resource, especially in the new technologies like AI, IoT, blockchain, big data. And in Vietnam, Bình Định province, a very beautiful city in the center of Vietnam, is now promoting or proposing to the government to her master plan with the policy and activities to become a hub for AI in Vietnam. Vietnam is now also one of the biggest market in ASEAN countries with about more than 97 million population. Government of Vietnam is very open and ready for new trial of new technologies with sandbox and incentives. Just recently, last year, on March of 2021, Prime Minister of Vietnam approved the decision 316 to allow trial of mobile money. At the moment, VNPT, mobile phone, Viettel are granted the licenses to deploy mobile money. And just some months before, the government is also issued the strategy for the social and digital economy and digital society. So these will open a lot of opportunities for corporations. Singapore is very famous for innovation and also have advanced ICT industry with very good solutions. But the IT companies in Singapore will need the market to expand. And they are now expand a lot to international market. And Vietnam is a country that we have a big market in the region. Singapore ICT company is also faced up with the lack of human resource, and besides, costs and expenses are much higher than Vietnam. Singapore is a partner of Vietnam in ICT fields for decades, but in fact, the cooperation is still far to potential, and lots of cooperation fields are being opened now. So we think the reason why the cooperation, in fact, is still far away from potential. It is because we are lacking of information exchange. So that the companies can see the potential, can understand the market and see the cooperation opportunities. So that's why, from last year, we have planned to organize annually Vietnam-Singapore ICT Corporation's activities. And this is the second time that we organize this one. The program will include a seminar and one-to-one business matching for the companies of the two countries. And at the seminar today, you will also have a chance to hear about IT industry and market cooperation opportunities and have an introduction of companies with their capacity, experiences, or solutions, or case studies. And I hope you will have updated information and value for future cooperation. Besides this seminar, we also arrange an online exhibition booth of the company's Vietnamese company at the landing page of the website that you receive in your email when you send it. And we also, you can have a look at visit the booth and have a live chat or a live video call with the company at the booth. Or you also can register for the one-to-one business matching with our 8 Vietnamese company. And we will also receive the request for the one-to-one business matching from the one-to-one business matching activities on the landing page. So you can see here from that. We will arrange the meetings based on your requests. And last but not least, I also take this opportunity to thank ESG, EdGTech, SIAA for your support to organize this seminar, one-to-one business matching and other activities of the program. Thank you very much once again and enjoy the seminar.
Thank you, Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Thu Giang, for your welcome speech. To start with our first presentation, I would like to introduce Mr. Đỗ Thanh Bình, representative from Vinasa, to present us an overview of Vietnamese ICT industry and potential collaborations opportunities between Vietnamese and Singaporean businesses in ICT field.
Thank you, Mai, for introducing, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bing, and it's an honor to be here to deliver some information about the overview of Vietnamese ICT industry. Also, the potential collaboration between Vietnam and Singapore in the ICT industry. Actually, I have 15 minutes, so try to be quick. Can you grant me the access to share the screen, please? Okay. All right. So as you know, Vietnam is in the middle of Asia in location. From Vietnam to other economies and countries in Asia only take a few hours, especially from Vietnam to Singapore. It only takes around 2 hours if you want to fly to Ho Chi Minh City, or 4 hours to Hanoi. So I think it's quite good to travel, and it's no difficult here. So here are some numbers. Some, I think, very interesting number. So Vietnamese population around 97 million. I believe it's 98 nowadays. And the number of mobile phone subscription is about more than 150 million. And the internet user is 68 million, and the active social media user around 72 million. So these numbers say that Vietnam has huge potential to develop business in the online platforms and solutions and products. So the world recognized Vietnam to have a highly skilled and motivated labor force. We also have the politically stable and fast-growing economy, and we stand the top fastest growing telecommunication market in Asia, and also an ideal destination for startups. This is the kind of recognition of the world for Vietnam. So Gartner said that Vietnam, in outsourcing, Vietnam stand number 1, tier 1 of offshore. And AT&T said that we are in top 5. And we stand the number 2 from the Japan market from 2014. And Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City stand very high in offshore cities. Also Japan, nowadays Vietnam are like the top 2. Actually, the China used to be the first one, the first choice, but nowadays due to the political issues and also the zero COVID policies, I think the Vietnam tend to be the best choice of Japan now. And the US, they tend to like have the M&A business with Vietnam. They try to buy the business in Vietnam, and they tend to move into Vietnam to develop their business here. And Europe, they find Vietnam a good nearshore and offshore business and market. And other areas like Korea and Taiwan also tend to move to Vietnam for outsourcing services. Here you can see the Vietnam ICT revenue. The orange one, the line here is the growth rate, and the green one here is the total revenue. So in 2020, we got around 124 billion with a B on ICT revenue, and on 2021 it go to 136 billion. You can see the growth rate of this kind of area is not very fast because the COVID-19, but still we have 10% of growth rate. And here you can see the IT industry growth compared to the GDP growth. So the ICT growth rate is always the two or 3 times higher than the GDP growth. And the revenue of ICT industry now accounts for 1/3 of Vietnam GDP, and only software and IT services account for over 13 billion US dollar. Here's the labor in the ICT industry. 2020, we have more than 1 billion people working in this industry, and last year, 2021, I think it's around 1,200,000 people working in the IT industry. Here is the structure of the IT industry. You can see we have, this is the kind of ratio between hardware, which is the blue one, the software, orange one, and then the digital content and IT services. Here is like the ratio between them. The Vietnam engineer also ranked quite high worldwide. Actually, in 2019, this is of Hacker Bank. We ranked the number 23 of the quality and also evaluation of engineers, software engineers. About training human resources, IT human resources. Now we have around nearly 300 universities with IT training, and more than 400 vocational colleges with IT training. The like the enrollment rate of the 2020 to 2021 is very high, 82,000 students, and the real recruitment rate in the IT industry is 84%. Now we have around 57,000 students in the IT professions. Here is the survey that Venus conducted in 2018. I think it's quite long ago, but I think the number is still true for today. So you can see Vietnam salary for software engineer stand really competitive to other economies in Asia like Laos or Mongolia, Bangladesh. We are quite competitive to them. But actually, like I said before, Vietnam has a very high number of the IT human resource. So this salary say that we stand really competitive in the salary for software engineers. Actually, a lot of other country moved to Vietnam because we have very quite competitive salary for software engineers. So the digital transformation keyword is a hot keyword in Vietnam nowadays. Both government, leader of government, central government, and city government, province government, and also the business and people talk about digital transformation a lot. And actually, I think 5 years now, the government focuses on DX a lot. So here is the landscape, the strategy landscape of Vietnam. Like in 2020, we have national DX program. In 2021, we have digital government strategy. And 2022 in March, we have national digital economy and society strategy. And next, we have quite more to go, like national data strategy in Q2 and national digital firms development strategy in Q4. Here's a digital institution. So like the target that the government need to reach, like the 100% ministry and provinces have their own steering committee on digital transformation. 55 per 63 provinces have resolution on DX issued by the local Communist Party committee. Then 19 per 22 ministry and 59 per 63 province launched their program or plans on DX for the previous 5 years, and 16 per 22 ministry and 44 per 63 provinces launched their action plan on the DX for the 2022. Here are some incentive policies for the ICT enterprises. About the software development, we have the 10% tax rate decrease for the enterprises in 15 years of operation. Then zero tax for 4 years and discount 50% in the next 9 years since having taxable income. And we'll also have preferential personal income tax for people working in the software industry. 0% of value-added tax for software product and services, 0 import tax for material used in software production, and 0 export tax for software products. And especially, like Ms. Zhang said, the sandbox about mobile money, which was issued on March 2021, is really a big mobile money sandbox. It can open a lot of opportunity for people, for enterprises in Singapore when you want to deliver e-payment services in Vietnam. Here are some opportunities. You can set up your own office in Vietnam to take advantage of the talented human resources, and also very highly competitive in salary in Vietnam. You can also enjoy the incentives from the government, like I just said before, about the tax decrease, exemption, and about the facilities also. You can accelerate the business with a big market in Vietnam now, around 97 million people, and people are in golden population period. Here's some potential cooperation scopes in software development and IT services. You can provide Vietnam with your own human resources, and Vietnam can also provide you with our own human resources in ICT industry. We can coordinate, collaborate to develop the solutions and products which use high like new tech trends like IoT, AI, and blockchain. We can also develop the product based on web and mobile apps. You can also outsource, and we can also outsource to your market. You can distribute the products in Vietnam. You can make some R&D center in Vietnam. This one, like Samsung, they did a really good job in Vietnam. They opened up a very big, huge R&D center in Bắc Ninh province. So here's some potential cooperation scopes. Here's what we are needing right now. We need you to cooperate to develop e-government toward digital government. Like I said, the government in Vietnam really care about digital government. And first, we need to develop e-government first, and then we develop digital government. Smart city is also a big demand in Vietnam, digital transformation in general, and new technology training about AI, IoT, blockchain, big data, and AR, VR, RPA. These technologies is for the fourth industrial revolution, and also for like metaverse or etc. Cooperation opportunities in digital transformation solution for not only public but private sector. Also, digital transformation for smart cities, like I say, new technology, AI, blockchain, metaverse, Web3. And here is a number I want to show at the 85 per 93 Ministry of Vietnam and provinces issued a decrease in programs on digital transformation, and nearly 1 million businesses in Vietnam. This is a huge demand for us, for Singapore companies to develop their market in Vietnam. And the 8 sectors here are our priorities in digital transformation. First one is education and transportation and logistics, also healthcare, agriculture, environment, and energy, banking and finance, and in industrial manufacturing. They are highly demanded sectors nowadays. I want to spend some minutes talking about Vinasa, introducing to you. So Vinasa is a non-government and non-profit organization established in 2002. Now we have around more than 500 members, with very big members like FPT, VNPT, CMC, you might know. And the members of Vinasa account for 70% of the revenue of the industry, and also 70% of the human resource of the industry. And at Vinasa, we do a lot of things. We do policy consulting, building and lobbying. We do business development services, training and training and HR development, and promotion and PR and marketing. We have business and investment consulting and researching services. And startup is a big thing that we do. We support and accelerate startup through our program like seminar, exhibition, workshop, and a lot of other like accelerators things. We have a service called Vinasa Connect to connect the demand of the Vinasa members, like the commodity demands, and connect them with the providers. we have a platform called the Vinasa Connect. You can go there and see. Also, we do research and promote for technology application. Here are some flagship events of Vinasa through the year. The DX Summit we just did in May. The Giải thưởng Sao Khuê is actually the Vietnam Excellence ICT Products Award, the Smart City Awards, the Japan ICT Day, the top 10 ICT companies, and three other programs I want to introduce is going to be organized in the coming time, which is the Vietnam Blockchain Summit 2022 will be held in 21st to 22nd of July. The website vietnamblockchainsummit.com, you can go there and see the information. Then we have the Tech for Life. The Vietnam Blockchain Summit will be in Hanoi in July 21st to 22nd. The Tech for Life will be in Ho Chi Minh City in October. This is a huge summit and also exhibition to demonstrate the solution and ICT services for work and for life. The website is techforlife.vn. And the last one, the flagship one of the year, is the Smart City Summit 2022. This one is going to be in Hanoi in November. The website is smartcity.vinasa.org.vn. You can go there to get the needed information. And that is what I want to say today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you enjoy the seminar today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bing, for interesting information about Vietnam markets in ICT industry and Vinasa. During the seminar, you can ask questions to the speaker by typing in the Q&A window or chat window at the bottom of the screen. Question will be sent to the speaker in the Q&A session. Next, may we now invite Mrs. Marify Carino, Business Center Director of Wata Corporations, with the presentation on Wata's journey and success to share with you about the story of Wata to bring successes to their companies and partners.
Yes, good afternoon. Before I start, I would like to greet you all a very good afternoon. So my name is Marifi. I will be representing Wata for this seminar. Later in our Q&A portion, our CSO will join me. Can I share my screen? Okay, so this will be the agenda for this from Wata's side. I would like to discuss our journey and our success. Then I will also discuss our strength, Wata's strength, which we will focus on web and mobile application. And then I will also be discussing our business domains and experience on our international clients. Can you help me to, so I will just show you first the Wata video. Can you help me to share the video, Em?
Established in 2016, Wata has been developing rapidly, becoming a pioneer in providing high-quality software solutions in various fields such as e-commerce, logistics, finance, real estate, insurance, blockchain, serving many domestic and foreign customers such as North America, Singapore, Korea, and Japan. Wata uses a variety of the most advanced and modern technologies to help each product, service, achieve high quality when it comes to customers. WADA is providing software solution services including custom software development, software testing, software maintenance, and software enhancement. Enthusiastic human resources in a dynamic and challenging working environment have made an important contribution to keeping us providing high-quality services to our customers. To learn more about WADA, visit our website at wadacorp.com.
Okay, thank you so much. So the next slides, I will be sharing with you our history and our success, how we gone so far. So WATA is in the IT industry for 7 years. So we are established back in 2015. So at that time, we opened the market in Vietnam, and then we also explore in US market. And then in 2018, we started to open our and extend our market in North America and also in Singapore. And then in 2019, we also opened our new office building, and we also doubled our growth rate in 100%. Back in 2020, we established WATA Corp, and we also opened our market in Korea and Japan. And in 2021, despite of COVID-19, we maintained the growth rate and achieved 15%. And this year, we are planning to explore and open our offices in Singapore and Japan. And our aim goal is to achieve growth rate of 25%.
Okay.
Sorry, are you seeing my screen right now?
Yeah, we haven't seen. Okay, it's okay.
It's okay. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so I'll just be showing again. So this is WATA milestones. We started in 2015, and we are in the business for 7 years. So in recently, WATA only have one head office in Ho Chi Minh and 2 domestic branches in Ho Chi Minh and Da Nang, with total nearly 120 employees, including front office and back office. The turnover rate is under 20% compared with the 25% to 35% rate of the industry. And then WATA is planning to open the branches in Japan and Singapore this year, and we are also expecting to increase our growth rate and achieve 50% as soon as the new branches coming into operation. In order to achieve sustainable growth, WATA also developed a comprehensive strategy. First, WATA will promote building and development companies' brand to attract the high talent resources and expand access to potential clients. And secondly, WATA will perform market predicting, forecasting, and business goal setting. We are also planning so that the growth does not exceed the capacity of current human resources. And then next, thirdly, WATA also invest in the talent acquisition to attract the talent, retain the resources, and reduce the turnover rate. In addition, WATA also continued to guarantee quality software services to build and maintain a long-term cooperative business relationship. And lastly, WATA, we will continue to see customer social responsibility activities to contribute to the community as an obligation, responsibility, and pride. So these are the business offices for WATA. We all have our head office, which is located in Tan Binh District, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. This is only 5 minutes from Tan Son Nhat International Airport. We also have another office, virtual office in SBI building, Quang Trung Software City, which is located in District 12, and our second branch office in Da Nang. So this year, we are planning to open our offices in Singapore and in Japan. The next slide, I will give you background of our previous projects that we have done in Singapore. So the first one is Changi Airport. This is located at Singapore, and the business domain is air transportation. These are the technologies that we cater. WATA developed and a system that allows this is a brief description about this project. So WATA developed the system allows the consumers to upload photos or use model photo. The system can also scan photo for face, eye detection, lips, and cheeks for product placement. It will also allow the consumers try on makeup virtually to see just what this eyeliner or that lipstick looks like to give the consumer in a live experience. The next project that we have done so far in Singapore market is the customer Great Eastern Insurance. This is also located in Singapore. The business domain is insurance. These are the technologies that we cater. Some of it are Java, Ionic Framework, Angular. And this is the brief description that what I have done for this project. This is a high-level scope of SAMI to perform as a sales activity management mobile application to assist GELs, reps, and agents on the following areas. Pre-sales improve representatives' efficiency with tools to effectively manage, track, delegate the representative activities. This also deal with the engagement with notifications and alerts are in place to remind representatives to constantly get in touch with their customers. Servicing consistent and holistic customer view across all channels, touch points, and improve sales team and representative efficiency. We also develop agency performance management. This improve visibility of salesperson performance to incentivize and drive higher performance. Better sales target management through tracking and controlling performance lapses at the right time. Representatives are also able to track and work towards the defined sales target performance goals, improving accomplishment. Another project that we have done so far is Far East Organization, the client, and it's also located at Singapore. The business domain is real estate. Technologies that we cater are detailed as below. As a brief description, this system, or this is also a web application, provides information of innovative, quality residential, commercial, industrial, and medical and other service real estate with two kinds of model engagement. This includes for sales and for rent. It is a real estate web application which allows the clients to do the sales and renting house, office, resorts, hotels, and apartment. The clients can explore all of the detailed information related to a property, example, inside and outside look, cost, location, and related services, swimming pool, such as swimming pool and spa. These are the sample screenshots. Next one is Huapin Construction Group. This is also located in Singapore. Business domain is also insurance. And the other slides I will be discussing, these are the main strengths of WATA. We focus on web and mobile application. So the client that we cater for this development is, the client name is MTRX, which is located in USA. The business domain is technology. Technologies we cater such as React.js, Node.js, and we also use backend web API. This development is an all-in-one app that connects technicians and repaired car owners, makes it easy for auto repair technicians to schedule customers and employees, get all the car information on the go and from a phone, built-in pricing calculator, stay on track of job share between multiple technicians, work together in the same company or in partners companies with checklists and shared packages, customers do payment, and technicians take payment. These are the sample screenshots of this development mobile app. The next one is customer name is a Grown Alchemist. This is from Australia. The business domain focus on biology cosmetic product. This is also an application, mobile application. We use Magento, PHP, MySQL, and also React.js, Knockout.js, and jQuery, HTML, and CSS. This system allows buyers buying the products online. It also shows the shop to manage the products, orders, shipping, and payments. This is the sample screenshot of the online app. And the last one is Auto Safety Food Management System. It's also an application which is located at USA. The client name is Greencraft. This is the business domain is about the food. These are the technologies that we cater for this development. This safety food management system is an application runs on both tablet and web application. It allows the clients to manage food safety compliance. The application also allows administrative user to set up users, notifications, and forms as well as supervisory level across to verify the food compliance. So these are only the sample applications that we have done, not only in Vietnam, it's also international, mostly in Singapore. So these are the WATA focus business domains. But this year, we focus mainly on e-commerce and digital transformation. And these are also our key technologies. These are our key partners. So from Singapore, Decision Science, from United States, Mobile Tech, and 27 Global. And in Korea, we also partnered with VK Link. These are our main clients. We are working so far for many years in USA, Greencraft, Creative Planning, Roadrunner Transportation Systems, Pulzoom, Remigo, Burns McDonnell, and Bestie PNB. And from Singapore, these are our main clients: Singapore Accountancy Communication, Far East Organization, Changi Airport Singapore, Great Eastern, and in Korea, Mirai Asset, Kyowan the Form, and in Japan, Hybrid, Pascalia Asia, TechBase, and NTT Data. So far, over the 7 years, our key markets are North America, Vietnam, Singapore, Japan, and Korea. And in Singapore, so far we have 5 clients. In Korea, we have 7. We have 10 in Vietnam, 11 in Japan, and 28 in USA. So for more information, we are inviting you to send your inquiries on this email, info@watacorp.com or in sales@watacorp.com, and we will appreciate to and give you more information.
Thank you, Mrs. Marify Carino. From the
Thank you so
beginning,
much.
we listened many presentations from Vietnam. And now may I please to invite representative from Singapore to share the experience of cooperations between Vietnam and Singapore. With the speech, Scaling Partner for Vietnamese Tech Companies. Please welcome Mr. Ryan Galloway, Vietnam Country Director of Funding Societies.
Hey everyone, can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a.
Yes.
If you guys want to clap, if you guys want to start clapping now, that's okay too. We can get that out of the way. Let me get my screen shared here. Can everyone see okay? Okay, awesome. So thank you very much for the introduction. As noted, my name is Ryan Galloway. I'm the current country director for Funding Societies Vietnam. I've actually been working in Vietnam for about the past 12 years, both in fintech and in more traditional business like agribusiness. But today I was going to just focus on kind of what we've been doing at Funding Societies Vietnam, and kind of how important Vietnam is as a market to Funding Societies' growth over the next few years. So a little bit of background on Funding Societies, if you don't know who we are. We're the #1 digital SME financing platform in Southeast Asia. We've dispersed about 1.1 billion USD across 5 different countries, which is going to be Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and now Vietnam, doing about 1,400 loans per day. We've been listed as potentially being Southeast Asia's next unicorn company as well. Funded by SoftBank Vision Fund, by SoftBank Korea Asia, also Sequoia Capital from the US, and then most recently VNG. One of the things that I think is very interesting, and hang on a second, let me go into full screen so that way people can read a little better. Is this better? Okay, sorry for that. One of the things that Funding Societies, and I think that you'll start to hear a lot more from technology companies, is this concept or acronym called VIP. VIP for Southeast Asia means a strategy which is prioritizing some of the top 3 markets in terms of growth for Southeast Asia, which is going to be Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines. What we've been able to do here since we restarted operations in December of 2021, we've actually been growing quite quickly. So we've been doing offshore loans from Singapore into Vietnam to Vietnamese companies, or to subsidiaries, or to Vietnamese subsidiaries of Singapore companies or other multinational companies. Total outstanding balance is about 40 million USD. We are the fastest growing subsidiary in Funding Society's history. We're also the most profitable, I'm happy to say. And every month since we started operations, we've actually been kind of second highest behind Indonesia, both for the amount of money that we've dispersed as well as revenue. And really, I want to, so how did we have the ability to be able to do that? And I think it's really in line with kind of just like the high quality staff that we have here in Vietnam. I think people here, I've had the opportunity to work kind of in every country in Southeast Asia in my career since I've been here in 12 years. And I really find that Vietnamese entrepreneurs, Vietnamese managers are some of the most kind of business aggressive and kind of just gritty entrepreneurs to be able to work with. Not a lot of ego, not a lot of complaining, just really kind of wanting to get in and build something, which is a lot of fun to be able to do. Our headcount, actually this number 20, that's only on the business side. In addition to that, Funding Societies is the decision that they're going to start shifting some of our, hang on a second, some of our technology, hang on a second. Can you guys see my screen? It's saying that my share screen is paused.
I think it has stopped since you moved to the full screen.
Okay, guys. Let's try this one more time. I think we might have to make do with just this. I apologize. Give me just 1 second to reset. Okay, so this is a slide that we're on here. Just quick review. Operations start December 2021, 40 million in disbursements, and I was on our staff. In staff right now, actually the 20 employees is only on the business side. Funding Societies, because of the attractiveness of the tech that's available here, specifically when you're talking about fintech or backend engineers, Vietnam is very, very competitive when it comes to kind of talent regionally. Funding Societies, Singapore has made the decision that we're going to start creating another technology center here for us to be able to develop additional technology. So kind of really, really exciting stuff. I was asked to kind of talk about what are some things that I think that there's a good opportunity kind of for Singapore in Vietnam kind of presently. And I think from the Vietnamese company perspective, because I can kind of speak from both, I think that you kind of would break down it into three major opportunities, at least in the tech company space. Number one is going to be for financing. I think any Vietnamese company that has aspirations to be able to grow, or Singaporean companies that are looking for an additional growth opportunity to be able to come to Vietnam, it's a bit reciprocal. The thing that I think that Vietnamese companies probably will find, at least in the fintech space, which is going to be one of the most attractive things that I'm doing a lot of market education on right now, is that Singapore can be a great opportunity both for equity and for debt. Debt's very important to fintech companies like funding societies, because it allows us to be able to grow our book without diluting our shareholders. And there's lots of really great credit funds to be able to provide Singaporean companies support to their Vietnamese subsidiaries, or for Vietnam tech companies to be able to grow their own book. Why do people go into Singapore? I think you guys know this better than I do. It's just a lot of international investors, as we start to see, because of the economic issues that are going to be start to happening in the U.S. Investors from the U.S., investors from the EU want to be able to place capital in a jurisdiction which is similar to the jurisdiction that they have in their home economy. So, which is why Singapore becomes a really great opportunity. And then we hope that we can pull some of that money from Singapore down into Vietnam, like Funding Societies is doing. And so, for an example on this, when we're funding our book, almost 100% of Funding Society's funding for the Vietnam operations for debt actually comes from the United States. So kind of an interesting fun fact. One of the big things professionally that I've been very fortunate in terms of the things that I've learned in working with Singapore companies is just the degree of professional services that are available. I'm a lawyer by background, and kind of Singapore has the best regional experts, I think, for tax, for accounting, for law. And there are going to be things that transaction styles or different ways of being able to thinking about risk, which are very common in Singapore. In Vietnam, can be done from a legal basis, but it takes a bit of time to be able to do market education, as well as trying to understand that from the Vietnam perspective, we can always have the same type of transaction structure, but the form of it, the legal form might take, it might be a bit different. The other thing I think that's also been very beneficial for me as a founder working, who's basically had his entire career in Southeast Asia, is that the level of education that I've had from Singapore COSEX has actually been quite good. I find some of the service that they give me in terms of understanding Singapore enterprise law is actually better than some lawyers, which is a little bit scary, but quite good. I think that when we think about things for Singapore companies to be aware of when they come to Vietnam, and also benefits for Vietnamese companies to do incorporation in Singapore, is that VAT and online advertising. So for a lot of tech, it's for Vietnamese companies that are doing online advertising, whether it be Google, whether it be Facebook, there's a pretty hefty VAT tax, but to the best of my knowledge, Singapore still doesn't have that VAT tax. So one of the things that if you're a Singapore company that's thinking about doing operations in Vietnam, make sure that you keep your marketing spend component actually in Singapore. Otherwise, you're going to have issues. Also, for those of you looking to be able to do cooperation with Vietnamese companies, this can be a nice thing to be able to offer them in terms of trade, where being able to help them pay for their services offshore can actually save them anywhere from 4 to 8% of their total marketing spend, which is very important. One of the things which is a bit more specific to fintech companies is the concept of a variable capital company. The reason why both, I think, Singaporean companies and why Vietnamese companies like variable capital companies is that all of the interest payments to our investors going from Singapore out, there's no withholding tax. And so what ends up happening for Vietnamese companies that pay interest to Singapore, they end up getting hit with tax twice. They could potentially get hit from Vietnam to Singapore, and then also from Singapore to the United States. Now, there's a DTA between Vietnam and Singapore, which helps to mitigate that. However, there's only an income an income treaty between the United States and Singapore. So if we go through Singapore and have the VCC, then you don't have to worry about withholding tax, which is another really great benefit because it can be up to like 10% of cost. I think the last thing that I've been asked to cover is really of what I think is coming next. And so here's the tricky part. I don't know. Because there's we have really, really mixed signals because you have kind of the larger economies kind of driven by the United States where they're kind of signaling recession. In addition to that, you're seeing Fed rates starting to rise, which normally for EM emerging markets like Vietnam, we start to see capital withdraw to go from Vietnam back to the United States to seek the higher interest rates. But on the other side, you also start to see that Vietnam's economy actually is starting to hit on all cylinders. So you see domestic tourism, I just saw yesterday, I think it was in Forbes, that it's the fastest recovering domestic tourism and flight market in the world. The domestic consumption has actually increased back up to what pre-COVID levels are. But there's a lot of volatility in the stock market here, as well as in the financial sector. So what does this mean for us in terms of kind of cooperation between Vietnam and Singapore? When you have mixed signals like this, where you have investors which are having delays because of volatility in their own market, but you have kind of a booming local economy like Vietnam, it's going to mean that deals are going to delay. So if anyone that's looking to be able to bring money into Singapore or Vietnamese companies looking to call money from Singapore to Vietnam, I would expect that there are going to be delays in those transactions. If a normal transaction between Vietnam and Singapore takes between 3 to 4 months, I would double that at least, just because people are going to be a bit more, I think, hawkish in terms of the money that they spend. In addition to that, I think you're going to find that investors both in Singapore are looking down, at least from my perspective as a debt investor. There's going to be more of a buyer's mentality. Anytime that there's a lot of noise in the economy where there's an economic downturn, buyers will be the people who start to be deal makers or term makers instead of term takers, which is a very big pivot from where we were at pre-COVID, where I think it was a very hot market and very bubbly. When we have a buyer's kind of market mentality, that means probably for equity deals, it means that the valuations will be potentially lower or flat. For kind of debt providers like me, you can figure that interest rates will continue to increase as the Fed raises its interest rates in Q3. I think the things in terms of opportunities for Singaporean companies looking inside of Vietnam for professional services, I think debt restructuring for offshore is going to be a huge thing. Not necessarily because Vietnamese companies can't pay, but because there will be capital calls on Singaporean companies from LPs in the United States and in the EU as interest rates rise. So it's actually going to be the investors of the investors where there might be problems. The other thing that I think you'll start to see for Vietnam subsidiaries, at least from what I'm seeing here, is that a lot of technology companies are shifting from being solely focused on growth mindset to either being 100% focused on profitability and extending their runway, or it's going to be a balance between growth and profitability, which means that for professional service companies in Singapore, people like accounting firms or the consulting firms that will do projects for a kind of restructuring headcount or maybe to be able to improve companies' profitability, I think you'll have a very good chance in Vietnam over the next 6 months. That's really all I had for today. I can pause to see if there are any questions. Let me check in the chat to see if there's anything there. And if anyone had any questions, you can put in the chat or feel free to ask.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ryan Galloway. And next presentation, also the last one, is the experience sharing of GEM, the rise of emerging technology in software development. I would like to invite Mr. Ngô Khánh Hoàng, CEO and founder of GEM. Please welcome.
Mr. Huang is muting. Can you turn on the mic?
Yes, Mr. Ngô Khánh Hoàng. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Huang. I'm the founder and CEO of GEM Corporation, a thriving IT delivery service in Vietnam. And I'm delighted to attend Vinasa Virtual Business Mission event and deliver a presentation. I hope this event will be a great opportunity for businesses to have a meaningful conversation. Well, in today's talk, I will tap on the growing role of emerging technologies in modern world. Then I will discuss why and how GEM have prepared to catch up with the expansion of digital technologies. The final part of the talk is dedicated to one of our prominent solutions to showcase how we leverage emerging technologies to deliver satisfying solutions to our clients. Firstly, a brief introduction to GEM Corporation. GEM is a professional IT delivery service company based in Hanoi, Vietnam. Founded in 2014, GEM focuses on providing enterprise solutions that help businesses modelize business cycles and optimize operational productivities. With our tech capabilities, we have successfully delivered more than 300 projects for clients spanning 4 continents. Many clients have been partnering with us for more than 3 years, especially Japanese customers, a market famous for being meticulous in choosing offshore vendors. GEM has the experience and expertise to handle problems in various domains: manufacturing, retail, logistics, energy. Projects spanning 8 vertical industries have demonstrated GEM's ability to adapt to the market quickly, and GEM always approach new projects with confidence and readiness. Statista estimated that the 2018 to 2023 period will witness more than 100% growth in the market for the emerging tech, with the biggest representative being AI, VR, AR, IoT, and big data. Businesses across domains are increasingly aware of the benefit of leveraging technology in their functions. We are witnessing the rising adoption of emerging tech in the region. New technologies will gradually have a greater influence on Asian economy. For example, it predicted that in 2030, AI may add $1 billion to Asian GDP, uplifting its members' GDP by from 10 to 18%. And in a post-pandemic world, businesses are more eager than ever to experiment with emerging technology to boost their capability. Full market penetration for their technology is feasible future because they offer more efficient way in which business functions and operations can be carried out. In addition, in a customer-centric world, they are extremely helpful tools to help companies understand and establish strong connection with their customer. Yeah, and here at GEM, we have done essential preparation to catch up with the expansion of digital technology, with the focal points being AI and big data. What have driven our actions? We are motivated by both external and internal factors. Earlier in 2018, GEM had already noticed to significant change in the marketplace. Businesses start seeing data as a highly valuable asset. They need to leverage data to create innovative solutions in short life cycles and are capable of boosting their advantage. Additionally, consumers wish to add greater stimulus and personalization to their experience. There are important premises for inevitable rise of emerging technology such as AI and big data. Regarding to internal factors, our vision has always been to provide comprehensive solution and assist our clients from requirement development, designing solution, implementation, and to deployment, operation, and maintenance. Moreover, we have gained considerable domain knowledge and hands-on experience with new technologies. We focus on 8 major industries and have worked with large firms for markets such as Singapore, Australia, and Japan. Thus, our various projects are valuable opportunities to learn and explore. All things considered, GEM invests in AI and big data to increase our consultancy capabilities and maximize the value we could contribute to our customer. And we believe that to effectively approach emerging technologies, apart from the conventional technical stack, IT service providers must be actively involved in research. Research activities are vital to test and guarantee the functionality of models before they become practical use cases. We also have worked closely with the research lab of Vietnam top technical universities. This partnership keeps us updated about the marketplace level of digital maturity. And then come to another story. IT service provider like GEM need to have a graph of the AI playbook to be efficient in AI engineering and AI application. We don't really need an AI guru to develop new AI model from scratch. Instead, we focus on understanding customer pain point as well as identifying optimization opportunities in each domain and knowing where and how AI can apply. Let's look at one example of chatbot, a way to familiar concept for a lot of people here, right? And our customer want to build a chatbot application in HR and payroll for end user located in over 26 countries. So the key challenge were quick time to the market and support for multiple languages. In selecting the technical solution stage, we have the option to use our own chatbot framework or use a well-known commercial one like Google Chatbot named Dialogflow. Both have pros and cons, but based on the key challenge of timing, our team chose Google Dialogflow. Then we tailored the chatbot with more natural responses, as well as design 100% of the intent so that it is as human-like as possible. Again, we see the significance of understanding AI engineering in the projects, and a group of well-trained engineers can take care of it easily. And a part of the example above, our engineering team has also formed an extensive list of use cases across the industries. The use cases are developed based on the basic function of AI and big data. They are tailored for the unique needs and challenge of the many industries that Apple operates in. And the next one is a notable solution is a combination of computer vision and big data solution, which proved extremely helpful in the operation of shopping malls. In the context of post-pandemic recovery, boosting traffic and optimizing revenue from consumer is a challenging task for large shopping malls. The where computer vision proved its capabilities. From image collected from CCTV cameras, the system interprets various concerning the daily operations of the shopping mall. The variable range from the heat map and daily traffic to store visits and customer distribution by area. The system also unravel demographic features of the mall customer base, such as genders and age. The data point form a helpful guideline for mall operators and store owner also. With a comprehensive understanding of the current marketplace, they can tailor effective promotion campaigns or sales strategies to increase traffic and correct purchases. In addition, shopping malls have to deal with the enormous amount of data gathered from many sources. Meanwhile, in a highly customer centric world, probably collecting processing data is essential to maintaining a competitive advantage. Therefore, apart from computer vision, the adoption of big data is equally necessary. Effective and scalable big data solution help shopping mall extract the value insights from the data sets in the form of visualization and automated report. And in retail industry, with the game of winner take all, I believe that customer data is more important competency for the business. Yeah, in the future, as an IT service provider, we hope to explore more and more practical applications of technological innovation with more ambitious projects. We value Vinasa for their dedication to organizing the event and are delighted to be a part of it. Thank you for your attention and welcome for all questions from the audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your interesting sharing, Mr. Ngô Khánh Hoàng. Honorable Speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. From the beginning, we received many questions from participants on chat box. And now, for further understanding about Singapore and Vietnamese business market, business control, or others, we move to the Q&A section. Feel free to send us your question by press the button, raise hand, or send a message to the chat box with the name of the speaker you would like to direct the question to. We welcome all your questions and concerns. All right, so I see a question here for Mr. Ryan Galloway, right? Here is the question for you. From your point of view, what are challenges of Vietnamese ICT companies in the process of cooperating with Singaporean ones?
It's a great question. Actually, I answered the question privately to Rizal, but I can share with the group as well. I think that most of the time there are the biggest communication, the biggest challenges come because we haven't really been clear from the beginning on what scope is and what the milestones are to be able to keep kind of projects on track. I think just as long as everyone's aligned at the beginning in terms of what deadlines are and what's acceptable in terms of work product, as long as kind of the way that we agree on when deliverables are going to be done and there are clear definitions for that, then normally it's quite okay. I would note that up until kind of the recent implosion in the blockchain industry, it was becoming quite challenging, I think, to keep competitive offers for technology, specifically for engineers. We're starting to see that move in the opposite direction now, where as liquidity for Bitcoin and altcoins has started to go down, we're starting to see a fair amount of engineers start to be coming available on the market here. So while it might have been challenging to kind of to fill technology positions in the past, I think that things will probably be much easier for the next 3 to 6 months.
Thank you so much for your answer. Okay, I see a question here from Mr. Ngô Khánh Hoàng from GM Corporations. Which countries your company intend to focus on this year, and what kind of cooperations you are looking for from the Singaporean company?
Thanks for your question. For our strategy, we focus on 3 main countries that have very close in the physical region is Singapore, Japan, and Australia. Especially for this year, we're looking for more partner in Singapore. We have several long-term partner here, and we expect that we can explore the market here as well. That's why we participate in the event like this with Vinasa, with the support of Vinasa.
Yes, thank you so much for your answer.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so we see a question here for Mrs. Marify Carino. You mentioned that your company has cooperated with some companies in Singapore, USA, Korea, Japan. So can you let her know that which are the competitive advantages of Vietnamese ICT companies in these markets?
Yes, actually, I also answered that question privately. Hi, Ms. Lucia. Thank you for your interest in our company. So I think some of the advantages of Vietnam ICT companies are the first one is our competitive price. So in Vietnam we have a low cost, especially for the rates for the resources, and we also able to scale up the resources. Third one, we provide young talent and fast adapting and learning resources. And resource skills and the quality is increasing significantly in recent years in Vietnam. So we are able to work on a big and complicated projects from development countries such as US, Japan, and Singapore. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your answer, Mrs. Marify Carino. Okay, so if you have any question for the speaker, don't hesitate to type in the chat box so that we can let them know and then answer for your question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have any question, we would like to end up the webinar here. Should you have any further issues, you can contact Vinasa to connect with our speaker later after this meeting by sending us an email as detailed below. On behalf of Vinasa, Vietnam Trade Office and SG Tech Enterprises of Singapore and SIAA, I would like to say thank you to all speakers and guests to have hope that it will be useful for you and hope that you can find partners at the one-on-one business matching to be arranged after the seminar. Thank you very much for your presence. Okay, so can we have a photo for all the speaker here?
Sure.
All right, so okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you, everyone. Nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for your presence. Wish you all a good night.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.